Now we move on to the 14th topic, that is to find the distance between parallel lines. So over here they're asking only parallel lines, but you need to use the concept of perpendicular lines and then find the distance. It is not that easy. You need to focus a lot. You need to understand what needs to be taken, what has to be considered, and all that. Now, anyways, let's see. This figure won't be given. This is just for understanding purpose. This is the question only. Now, find the distance between parallel lines R and T with equations y equals minus 3x minus 5 and y equals minus 3x plus 6. What do we do over here? So, we can see these are parallel lines. And what is the difference between these two parallel lines? Since it's minus slope, they are downwards. The only difference is if you draw a straight axis, one is at plus 6, the y-intercept is at 6, and the other line is at minus 5. That's the only difference. How do we find the distance? Now, whenever they tell distance, it's not any distance, it's the shortest distance or the perpendicular distance. Always the perpendicular distance between the two lines would be the shortest distance. Now imagine this is place A and this is place B. The roads to go over here, wait, let me just change this over here, okay? The roads to go over here will be something like this, and the shortest one would always be the perpendicular, the straight line towards both of them. So this would be the shortest distance. So we aim for the shortest distance, take perpendicular line between them. Now how do we do that is, first, find the equation for the perpendicular line, because the shortest distance between these two would be the perpendicular line, right? So now we need a perpendicular line. So we need a perpendicular line. We can tell anything, say Q over here. Find the distance in order to find the distance between these. Now you need to use the equation of any one of the line and then find the perpendicular. It's up to you to choose. So over here, first of all, the slope is minus 3 in both the cases. What will be the slope of a perpendicular line? Now we are not choosing the line. Let's just choose the slope, because slope is same for both perpendicular lines. Assume minus, we do not know. This is not assumed, sorry. This is given as minus 3. Let's assume the slope of the perpendicular line as m2. And let's find it. We know when we multiply it with minus 3, it must be minus 1. So all we do is take this to the other side and negative cancels off. You will get 1 by 3. Now this m2 is the slope of the perpendicular line. Okay, if this is minus 3, over here the perpendicular line will be having slope of 1 by 3. Now consider the equation of any one line and use the coordinate. This is important, because if you're using this line, you can't use another line as well. So basically, imagine this is a parallel line. You're doing a perpendicular line. So if you use this equation, you will start this perpendicular line from here. And then you need to use the other equation and find the other point. Okay, we will see that now. So we have considered the first equation, y equals minus 3x minus 5. Now assume the point at x equals 0. What is the y value? You need to just assume this, okay, x as 0. You can take x as 1. You can take x as 2. But 0 is the easiest of all, right? So we just take x as 0. When you take x as 0, everything goes off. What is the y value? Minus 5. Now, this would be the point to find the intercept. Use this point. Now, what does intercept mean? The y-intercept touching the x-axis, y-axis, right? Just assume, say now over here, whenever x is 0, what is the y value? Y value is the y-intercept. Whenever x is 0, the y value would be its y-intercept. So this is the intercept point, right? So for this equation, we just take x as 0 and find this coordinate points. That now substitute this, and now we can find the b value. Now b value would be minus phi itself. Why? Because this itself is the y-intercept whenever you take x is equal to 0. But technically, this is the method to solve. We have done this already to solve the y-intercept, so we can use this formula. Otherwise, if you understand this thoroughly, this is the x-axis. What is x? This is the x-axis, y-axis. When x is 0, you get the y-intercept. Now, in this case, it was minus phi. That's it. Next, what do we do? We now use this intercept and then write the equation for the perpendicular line. Now we are using this b value and writing the equation for the perpendicular line. Till now we use this equation found its intercept. Otherwise you can just see this is the y-intercept. So directly we can use it. But anyways, technicality purpose. Now here y equals 1 by 3x minus 5. This is the equation of the perpendicular line from this parallel line. From this parallel line, we have erected it. Then what next? Since you have already used this, don't use this anymore. What you need to do is just use the other equation basically. Use the other equation, this one, and use the perpendicular line. We just now found a perpendicular line, right? That was over anyways, we have over here perpendicular slope 1 by 3. Use this line and find the point of intersection. You need to solve these. You can subtract both the equations, solve them, and you will find x and y value. But the easiest method of all is using the standard form and solving it in calculator. So what do we do? Over here, remember the standard form for linear equation is ax plus by equals c. So get this in terms of ax plus by equals c. Now, x and y must be together. So minus 3x, take it to the other side. It's going to be 3x plus 1y equals 6. Same way, rearrange this. Minus 1 by 3x plus y equals minus 5. Now you can easily put them in the calculator by mode, phi, and this is the equation for linear. Ax plus by equals c, that is 1. Now put in the coefficients 3, 1, 6. And lastly over here, 1 divided by 3, minus 1 by 3, 1 and minus 5. What's the answer? 3.3 and negative 3.9. So x and y value, the point of intersection. So basically, the points of intersection over here we found out. Over here, sorry, let me just go back over here. One was this one over here, the intercept, because we started from there. So the perpendicular line was started from there, that is 0 comma minus 5, and now we find the perpendicular lines intersecting point with the other equation as well. This one is 3.3 comma minus 3.9. So that is why we don't use this line again, because we already found we started the intersecting point. We are taking the perpendicular line from this particular point, right? We can take anywhere. You can take it as 1. Over here also we can take. Then we will get this point. It's just that equation changes a little bit, but it's fine. You can. But the easiest of all is 0, because it'll be easy, and then we choose that point, and then we know the equation for the line. Parallel line we already is given, both the parallel line, we know this perpendicular, and then we find where it is touching over here. So now the distance between these 2 points is what we need to find. Now we have both the point. See, these are the 2 points. Find the distance using distance formula, that is square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now when you find the distance, just substitute, put it in the calculator, you will get the answer. That is the distance. I know it is very lengthy, but this is the method. That's it. That's how you solve all this. See, you will be given 2 equations. All you need to do is solve it, It's very straightforward. Sorry. Solve it and then check for the answers. Don't directly do it. You need to practice more in this. Now remember, there are 2 equations, right? Let me just go back. There are 2 equations. You will consider one equation. Imagine this is already considered. You start from here and then you find the perpendicular line. So this initial point will be the base. Okay, that is already an intersecting point with the perpendicular line. Then don't use the same line because you already found this. You need to find the other intersecting point. So now we get two intersecting point between the perpendicular line, sorry, at the ends of the perpendicular line. That would be the shortest distance, the perpendicular distance. That therefore we just find the distance between those 2 points, the intersecting point. Use the distance formula and you will get it. Please do practice more problems. If you have not understood, pause the video, go back again, watch this again, and be thorough with it. And then please try these by yourselves and then check for the answers over here. So that's the end of the topic 14. In the next video, we will go to the topic number 15. I'll just put this so you can pause it and check the answers. Your options generally will be in terms of 3 radical 2 or 3 root 2, or sometimes it might be like this. So make sure you check which is the correct option and then select it.